May 2020, the day after the Florida primary. We have a lot to cover, so let's begin with the hard-fought race for Miami-Dade County Mayor. There will be a runoff in November between County Commissioner Steve Bovo and Daniela Levine Cava. Former County Mayor Alex Pinellas came in third place. Former Miami Mayor Xavier Suarez, father of the current Miami Mayor Francis Suarez, placed fourth in the crowded field. There was also a very tight Democratic primary in the race for Broward County Sheriff. Sheriff Gregory Toney declaring victory over former Sheriff Scott Israel, who was removed from office last year. Former BSO Colonel Al Pollack was third. The other candidates all placed in the single digits. On the Republican side, H. Wayne Clark is the runaway winner and moves on to the general election. CBS 4's Ted Scouten has more on the sheriff's race. He joins us now live from BSO headquarters. And Ted, this was a close one between Sheriff Toney and Scott Israel.
Yeah, Francis, and certainly no love lost between those two men. The current sheriff, though, is now set to take on his Republican challenger.
We will enforce the laws. We will hold people accountable.
Broward Sheriff Gregory Toney claiming victory in the Democratic primary for sheriff after a sometimes nasty race for the nomination. In a statement, Toney said, "I am deeply honored that Democratic voters have chosen me to lead the Broward Sheriff's Office into a brighter, safer future."
This county understands that we could undo this injustice by reclaiming the vote that was stolen from the Broward County citizen.
Toney's main opponent was former Broward Sheriff Scott Israel. He beat him by just 2 percentage points. Toney was appointed after Israel was removed from office by Governor Ron DeSantis after the shooting at Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport and the Stoneman Douglas massacre. Toney said, "As your sheriff, I will work tirelessly to make this department a model for how a public safety agency can be effective, transparent, and accountable to our community. Let's keep moving forward."
The people of Broward County have spoken, and I accept their decision.
Israel conceded the race, thanking voters and his family.
I want the people to know that I've absolutely poured my heart and soul into being the sheriff of Broward County, and I've fought hard to protect the rights of one in Broward County.
Retired BSO Colonel Al Pollack came in third. He said Toney has a lot of bridge building to do within the agency. Both Toney and Israel received a vote of no confidence from one of the department's unions.
You're going to have to gain the trust of the employees and the people out in the community. That's number one. I mean, if the employees believe in you, they're going to work hard for you moving forward.
Toney said, "We've come a long way in the last 18 months, but there is still much work to be done. Together, we're reforming the sheriff's office, promoting good deputies, and keeping our communities safer by embracing police reform." And the fight for sheriff is not over yet. Toney will now face Republican challenger H. Wayne Clark. That'll be on the ballot in just 76 days. Live near at BSO headquarters, Ted Scouten, CBS 4 News.
Ted, thank you very much. Now we want to run through the results from other key races in Broward and Miami-Dade. Longtime Miami-Dade State Attorney Catherine Fernandez-Rundle has won another term in office. She handily defeated one of her former assistant state attorneys, Melba Pearson, with 61% of the vote. Miami-Dade Mayor Carlos Jimenez will be aiming for a congressional seat in November. Jimenez, who is term limited, defeated Omar Blanco to win the Republican primary for Miami-Dade's 26th district. He'll now challenge incumbent Democrat Debbie Mukersol Powell. In Broward's Congressional District 23, 8-time incumbent Debbie Wasserman Schultz wins the Democratic primary. Wasserman Schultz fended off newcomer Jennifer Perelman by a more than 2-to-1 margin. On the Republican side, registered nurse Carla Spalding is the winner in an extremely tight primary, beating out Michael Krosky. She'll challenge Wasserman Schultz in November. In District 27, longtime Spanish language journalist Maria Elvira Salazar is the winner of the Republican primary. She'll face incumbent Democrat Donna Shalala in the general election. Salazar lost to Shalala 2 years ago. And in District 24, Frederica Wilson sailed to victory in her Democratic primary. The 5-time Congresswoman will go on to face Republican Laverne Spicer, who was unopposed.